One of the things that people often ask me is, why did you write a book on the relationship between science and religion, and especially the search for extraterrestrial intelligence? And I think a number of reasons. The first is that it was the type of question that lots of people ask me, knowing that I have a background in physics and theology, particularly having done a bit of work on the origin of the universe. One of the questions that's often asked is, what do you think about the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe, both from a scientific point of view and from what that might mean for religion? The second reason was that science is at just a really important and crucial moment, a time when the discovery of extrasolar planets is starting to give the sense that if we find lots of solar systems with planets, and those planets are in the habitable zone, that is, the temperature is just about right and the atmosphere is just about right for life to develop, then surely there must be intelligent life elsewhere in the universe. And the third reason was that many people have argued that the discovery of extraterrestrial intelligence would be a major problem for the religions of the world. And as a Christian theologian, I wanted to ask the question very boldly, very honestly, is that the case? Well, I'm fascinated by the science. And the science of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, is over 50 years old, but is at a very crucial time. It has drawn together physics and astronomy and biology, and indeed today questions of anthropology and sociology. Will a civilization spread out through space? What does intelligence really mean? And where does the origin of life itself come from? How does RNA appear? These are some of the questions that unite lots of areas of science to make it very intriguing. For what it's worth, my own view is that trying to balance all of these scientific arguments means that I'm quite sceptical about the existence of intelligent life within our galaxy. I think there could be lots of simple life everywhere, but that's not particularly interesting if you're a fan of Star Trek, to boldly go to seek out yet more bacteria and even more bacteria. It's intelligent life that's particularly interesting to us. And for me, the Fermi paradox, formulated at a luncheon in the 1950s by Enrico Fermi, that simply goes, if they existed, they would be here. That is, the colonization time for a civilization in a galaxy is very short compared to the age of the galaxy itself. It's quite a strong scientific argument to say that we're alone as intelligent life in this galaxy. But of course there could be life elsewhere in the universe, and there may be intelligent life in another galaxy. The trouble there is the problem of communication. How would we know it's there? Even if a civilization in one of our nearest neighbour galaxies sent a message saying, hello, is there anyone there? That would take a few million years to reach us. If we then send back a message saying, yes, we're here, who are you? That would take another million years or so to get back. That's not a very interesting conversation. And so the problem of knowing whether there was intelligent life elsewhere in the universe becomes quite a difficult question. I'm also intrigued in this whole area by its link to theology and religion. There are those who've attacked faith on the basis of, if there's other life out there, then that devalues human beings, or it means that the Christian belief in the particular revelation of God in a man who lived 2,000 years ago by the name of Jesus of Nazareth would be completely devalued. I don't think that's the case. In fact, the history of SETI shows that Christians often were the most enthusiastic about speculating about life elsewhere in the universe. That was because if God was the true creator, freely creating the whole universe, then God created lots of things in lots of different ways, including lots of different worlds. And as the historian of science Colin Russell pointed out, Christians decoupled the link between status and place. The Greeks believed that we were special because we were at the centre of everything. Christian scientists like Kepler and others said, no, we're not necessarily the centre of everything. We're special as human beings because God has reached out to us in love, in grace, in extravagant generosity. That's what makes us special. We don't have to be absolutely alone, or we don't have to be at the centre of the whole universe to be special. It's special in terms of love, not in terms of place. And there are those, of course, who've struggled with the relationship between the Christian belief in the uniqueness of the events of the life, death and resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth, and how that might apply to other life elsewhere in the universe. C.S. Lewis explored this in many of his stories, his science fiction stories. Christian theologians have struggled with it. I have to say that I'm not entirely clear what the answer might be. I think there are some very complex issues here. But again, as a Christian theologian, it doesn't worry me. It doesn't mean I'm going to throw my faith away. It actually enables me to ask deeper questions of what I mean by Christian doctrines of the incarnation, God becoming a human being, of redemption, of God reconciling us to himself because of our fallen or sinful state. These are questions which intrigue me. And all in all, both as a scientist and a theologian, I'm a strong supporter of SETI. At the end of the day, this is a universe that I believe God has created, and the only way to find out more about what he's created is by looking at it, by searching. In the end, SETI may be unsuccessful, but it's worth the effort.